Senator from Delaware, Chris Coons. He is a member of the Senate Judiciary Committee. Good morning, Senator.
Good morning, Allison.
I know you've been listening in to Chris's interview with Roger Stone.
Yes.
Your impressions?
Well, that was striking. In that long and discursive interview, Roger Stone said a number of striking things. His understanding of FISA warrants, his open disrespect for the entire American intelligence community, and his repeated demands for evidence and insisting that this investigation should come to an end, I thought were all pretty striking. He is giving a full-throated defense of the Trump campaign, but I say there are significant and important questions that aren't answered. The timing of President Trump's directed firing of FBI Director Comey raises more questions than it answers, and I'm joining many of my colleagues in insisting that in order to restore confidence in the FBI and its investigation, both criminal and counterintelligence, into possible collusion between the Trump campaign and Russia, we need an independent special counsel.
And Senator, why is that? I mean, are you saying that the committee that you sit on, Judiciary and the Senate Intel Committee, are just not capable of, investigating this thoroughly or then holding somebody accountable?
No, Allison, I do have confidence that the Senate Intelligence Committee is continuing to make real progress. I'm encouraged by public reports that they're beginning to issue subpoenas, that they've completed their thorough document review, and that both Republican Chairman Richard Burr and Democratic Vice Chairman Mark Warner are signing letters, signing subpoenas, and making progress. But the FBI investigation, the counterintelligence investigation, which is separate, needs to be done in a way that is independent. President Trump claimed that his reason for firing Director Comey was to restore confidence in the FBI and because he was upset about the handling of Hillary Clinton's emails. It just strains credibility that a guy who led chants of lock her up during his campaign is suddenly 5 months into his presidency really concerned about how Hillary Clinton was treated.
But I mean, are
so
you
I think
saying
we need to
that,
answer those questions.
Understood. But are you saying that you need a special commission or special prosecutor or special counsel because you don't think that the FBI investigation is now independent?
Well, those are different things. A special commission, I don't think we've got clarity that that's needed yet. That would require legislation. And I frankly doubt Republicans in the Senate would stand up and support that. A special counsel can be appointed without any new legislative action. The most important thing here is for all of us in the Senate to get to the bottom of why Comey was fired. If President Trump doesn't nominate as the next director of the FBI someone who is independent, someone who is a career federal prosecutor, then I think the questions are only going to get louder and the demands for an independent counsel are only going to get stronger and more bipartisan.
Rod Rosenson, the deputy AG, the Washington Post has reporting that CNN has not been able to match. They're just using a single source, but they say that he was so either caught unawares or just disappointed that he feels that he was used as the catalyst for the firing of James Comey, and he was so upset at being used that he threatened to resign. Do you believe that you and the American public will hear from Rod Rosenson about what went down there?
We should. We've asked Republican Majority Leader McConnell to put all senators, one room, one time, and put in front of us Attorney General Sessions to answer questions about why he didn't respect his recusal from this matter, to put Rod Rosenson in front of us to answer whose idea it was and why his charging document wasn't professional and didn't cite relevant statute, so that we can get to the bottom of this. That will give us more clarity about who chose to fire the FBI director, when and why. And then if we know that information, we can take appropriate steps. Allison, this is a gravely concerning moment. This is a moment where either the president has fired the FBI director because he didn't like how he treated Hillary Clinton, or there's a real attempt at obstructing justice going on here. This FBI investigation is picking up speed, and my concern and the concern of many of my colleagues is that the FBI director was fired because it was beginning to get too close.
And I mean, are you saying this morning that you feel that without an independent investigation of some kind, as you've just spelled out, that we won't get the answers to this, that the FBI won't be able to get to the bottom of it, that your Senate committees won't be able to get to the bottom of it?
I have a lot of respect for the professionals at the FBI, and I know there are thousands of dedicated law enforcement officials in the Department of Justice and the FBI, career folks who just want to do their jobs. My concern is that this looks like a politically motivated firing, where an attorney general who had recused himself interjected himself, where a president who had personal motivations to try and end an investigation into collusion between his campaign and the Russians, took a politically motivated action. If we can't clear that cloud, how will the public, how will those of us in the Senate have confidence in whatever conclusion the FBI reaches? It's in our national best interest to get to the bottom of this. There is no doubt that the Russians hacked our election in 2016. We need to protect our 2018 and 2020 elections.
Yeah.
As we see the Russians take aggressive action against our allies in Europe, we need to get to the bottom of 2016 if we're going to defend our democracy.
Senator Chris Coons, thank you for making time for New Day.